Welcome to Faith and Entertainment. Appreciate you being here. If you are a follower of the old Faith and Entertainment channel, you might have seen a few things about this guy. Being I had to start a new channel because of circumstance. Alice Cooper, shock rocker Alice Cooper. Pretty much the prodigal son returns. Legendary rock star Alice Cooper says he nearly died from alcoholism when he was 33 years old, but he said God saved him. I was drinking with Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix and trying to keep up with Keith Moon, and they all died at 27 years old. When he was 33, Alice, whose real name is Vince Furnier, woke up vomiting blood and was taken to the hospital. His condition was a result of alcoholism wreaking havoc on his internal organs. Doctors told him that he would die if he did not stop drinking. He said everything that could go wrong was shutting down inside of me. This was very serious. He had been given the ultimatum to change or die young, but there was a silver lining. His condition was one of the many things that led him on the pathway back to Christ. He stopped partying, changed direction in life, and eventually returned fully to his Christian faith, Alice says. My wife and I were both Christians. My father was a pastor. My grandfather was an evangelist. I grew up in the church, went as far away as I could from it, almost died, and then came back. He has often been criticized for combining religion with rock music, but he does not see it that way. There's nothing in Christianity that says I can't be a rock star. People have a very warped view of Christianity. They think it's all very precise and we never do wrong and we're praying all day and we're right wing. It's nothing to do with that. It has to do with a one-on-one relationship with Jesus Christ. Nowadays, Alice Cooper finds time for Bible study every day and goes to church every Sunday. He's grateful that none of his children have a problem with alcohol or drugs. Their fathers brushed with death together with their parents' prayers and protected them from the life-threatening danger that he faced. Alice Cooper shot to superstardom in 1972 with the single School's Out. It was a worldwide hit, reaching #1 in the UK and #7 in the US. The album of the same name was also a huge success worldwide, reaching platinum sales status. This was followed by a string of big hits. Surprisingly, Cooper was a bigger success in the UK than in his native USA, but he had a run of hit singles in both nations and across the world throughout the 70s and 80s. His albums have continued to sell well throughout the decades, with the 2017 album Paranormal again becoming a worldwide success and reaching #6 in the UK album charts, an outstanding achievement for a singer in his 70th year. In many ways, he is as popular today as he was in his heyday. Cooper says, I grew up in a Christian house. My dad was a pastor. He was an evangelist for 25 years. And I used to go up and do missionary work with him in the Apaches in Arizona. My grandfather was a pastor for 75 years. I grew up in a Christian home, and my wife's father is a Baptist pastor, so I was like, we were PKs, preacher's kids. So we married each other. But we drifted away from his faith. He drifted away from his faith, and rock music became his god for a while. Alice went for shock rock tactics to entertain and woo his audience. Became famous for his outrageous gothic horror stage show and hard rock songs. Southern Baptist preachers rallied against the male singer with his girls who acted like the devil, and for a while it did appear that he had sold his soul to the enemy, but he was brought up with the strong Christian roots. Cooper says, so I always refer to myself as the real prodigal son because I went out and the Lord let me do everything. Well, maybe didn't let me, but allowed it, and then just started reeling me back in. You know, you've seen enough. Let's bring you back to where you belong. Materialism and the trappings of success lured him for a season. But just as a prodigal son in the parable of Jesus came to his senses and returned to his father, so did Alice Cooper. When you get out there and realize you had every car, every house, and all that, you realize that's not the answer. There's a big nothing out there at the end of that. So materialism doesn't mean anything. A lot of people say there's a big God-sized hole in your heart, and when that's filled, you're really satisfied, and that's where I'm at now. I just like the story of Alice Cooper. I really do. And other rock stars that have converted or brought back to their faith, because it's a huge thing, because, I mean, that's stepping quite a bit away from that lifestyle, not the music itself. The lifestyle is stepping quite away from, where you should be. And there was a lot of them there still is a lot of people out there that's just living the lifestyle, and that's not. And there's only one step you got to do. It's one step back. That's all it takes, and that's what Alice did. And sometimes that one step's difficult, but just one step. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless you. And as always, I'm praying for you.